Hello Final Fantasy fans, I am Jackie Fox, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new update for Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. We are now amidst a Halloween event, and I got to test it out a bit last night. It's really going to emphasize, if you got the Prism Rod for Aerith, that's going to be a pretty good weapon, but we've actually begun to accumulate a number of good weapons for Wind, and that's without even pulling the new one for Sephiroth. So let's take a look at all of the new stuff, including my new wallpaper. I didn't even go for this sword, and I ended up getting enough 5-star copies to at least get the wallpaper. So let's take a look at some of the new equipment on offer. Okay, so this is the new free weapon. Let's go ahead and check that out at full power. The stats aren't super impressive here. I am really happy to get a free healing booster, so this is going to be a big deal for maybe sub-equipment or secondary equipment for Aerith. Solid Mana Ward looks pretty useful. It looks like the magical counterpart to Solid Barrier, so that looks pretty cool. Not exactly what I wanted, maybe? Definitely a more offensive and general weapon, so this could be a decent first equip if you, I don't know, I mean, you could put like Fairy Tail second. You still probably want the Fairy Tail with her. Like, to me, that's a big part of what Aerith makes Aerith great. Second, we have the Dark Heavens here. So this is an interesting, I mean, look at that. It has its own wing. That's cool, right? But it also has a whole hell of a lot of physical attack, and actually, I think more healing than the Aerith thing that we just saw. Wind potency and physical attack. Big boy wind physical damage on this physical attack booster, so this is going to do a lot of physical attack damage. And it's going to be a circle sigil breaker, so if you don't have the Prism Rod, that would be kind of the magical way to do all of the things that the Dark Army will require. This is going to be the physical way of doing it. Now, some of you are probably thinking, oh, but Sephiroth is a magical DPS. No, silly. Sephiroth is a hybrid DPS. Sephiroth being physical or magical is largely dependent on what you have him equipped with. And when you have such an excellent piece of physical equipment as this, you could easily create a build of a physical DPS Sephiroth that's as strong as a cloud, I would say, and also able to do a lot of damage in wind, which is going to be super important for this event. We'll see a little bit more of that later. This is Cloud Sword for the event, and while I think that it makes a lot of sense for the event and that it has a strong ability that might actually be really good in the event, in that we're getting a magic defense barrier on everyone because the new boss is going to be, oh, buff debuff extension. That is interesting, but not on Cloud. I don't want him buffing or debuffing. This isn't, oh man, this doesn't make sense. Is that an ice? I'm sorry, is that ice damage boost? What the fuck is that for? I just don't understand this. And ice resistance. Look, y'all. I made one hell of a, look at all that magic attack on it too. But all allies for, oh, is it 18 seconds? I mean, I guess that seems really short. I guess it's AoE, but like, I actually think I like the buff. Okay, so AoE damage is the big specialty of the boss here. I guess with, well, 20% of that isn't a lot either. Okay, that's not a big boost, really. Full Metal Staff, yeah, I just lucked into that. Okay, so those are the 3 new weapons that we have. This is the party I'm leveling right now. And I've definitely modified this from, this ended up being a really good baseline for the event. So if you had built for the Sephiroth event, you actually have kind of a good baseline, because you're going to need that wind again. You might change some of your skills to get a little bit more wind on your party, but I love this. I love the idea of giving him horns. I love that he's got like hair clips keeping his hair back. I love that he has black feathers around the like big vampire look, vampire noble look. And like this, the wavy, I know it's not dress. He has a duster fetish, but like it makes me think of a dress in a way that makes me think of cross-dressing Sephiroth. That just makes me happy. But regardless, this is a really cool looking outfit, and like I don't know, do you care what it does? Do you care what it does? If you do, we're about to find out. So, also looking at Cloud's one as well. I guess he's also got, this is more like a jacket tied around his waist. I don't know. It looks pretty cool. It's not bad. I don't dislike, I think it's pretty cool. Like he's maybe even Mako powered too, which is pretty neat. But I'm just not a fan of the bandage sword. And oh look, it's a healing power boosting. What? This like not for Cloud. None of this. I just don't like it for Cloud. I don't, there's, no, sorry, no thanks. And, you know, I had a moment, a very short moment where I realized this was physical, where I was like, shit, this is terrible for Sephiroth too, because some of you may have been building Sephiroth in his gear and the equipment that you have for him in a very magical way, so you may not be prepared for using him as a physical DPS, but I think the sword goes a long way in enabling that and creating the space for that to exist. But also HP and wind mastering, kind of what you expect from these elemental garbs. HP being a really good general boost, and it's also a fairly quick attack too. If you're thinking about aerial frostblade or even lightning strike, this has been really slow. This animation is a bit faster. And then let's talk about the Pumpkin Fest. There's a lot of things that I love about the Pumpkin Fest, particularly the setting. So this is going to be Niflheim. Maybe I don't want to do the prologue. There's a lot to skip here at the beginning. I guess I'll fast forward through it for the audience. Does it skip all the way through it? Or does it get me to the next scene? I don't think I've ever tried the skip button on this game. Here we are. Yes. Yes, there's the water tower in the center, all the lights. It's not every day that you get to see Niflheim lit up like this. That's my best Sephiroth joke. But let's go ahead and skip through the rest of that. That's not important. I just wanted to show you the setting because it's a really, I mean, it just looks cool. Like I'm excited to see them running around here. The Dark Army leader, while I am above the recommended power for this, it is a really tough fight without some really extensive barriers. Especially magical barriers. This guy's basically just shadow flaring you constantly. At the higher levels. He does go down pretty easy, and you actually can break his offensive stats, so maybe bringing someone like Red 13 and Sledfang. Unfortunately, we don't have D-Faith. If we had D-Faith instead of D-Brave as the thing that we could build, D-Faith might actually be a really important piece of this fight, but maybe instead, in lieu of that, you're going to be running someone who can break magical offense, magic attack, or maybe you're running red for Sledfang, things like that. But I want to point out here, and I kind of forgot this, and I'm trying my best to remember it, but there's going to be a daily quest to get 500 Dorky Lanterns. Now, unfortunately, you can't quite cheese this the way you could with Sephiroth Golden Tickets, but as you'll notice, you're getting 350 Dorky Lanterns from event missions per day. So, Don't claim your daily event mission dorky lanterns. Let them go to your gift box. Collect them from your gift box. That will put you at 350 and significantly cut down on the amount of farming that you have to do on any given day. So I'm going to save all of this stuff for tomorrow. That's going to give me 260. That's at least going to cut the amount of farming that I have to do in half. And then I'm going to keep all my dailies and start 350 the next day. Hopefully that'll keep the amount of times that I have to actually run through this mission at a minimum, while also keeping my gains at a maximum. And while we're talking about gains, let's talk about what we're going to be getting. So as you can see, you're going to be getting a lot of copies of the Chocobo staff, but also we have a Chocobo suit. There's going to be magic defense and HP, and also I'm not sure if it's cute or not. It's something. It's definitely something. It's 800 pumpkin candies is what... Oh, I didn't realize that was in pumpkin candies. Well, okay, so I'm going to be building up pumpkin candies pretty fast from now on, because I've already spent all of my pumpkin candies getting the 100 Aerith-specific weapon parts as well. I would skip a lot of the stuff that's lower down in here, although after you've gotten the suit, probably going for the nanocubes and genome pods would be a great idea. Choco boosters, bookmarks, those are okay. Probably your lowest priority for the candies. And then for the pumpkins, which you're primarily going to be using to get the Chocobo staffs, also some pretty cool stuff here. 4-star weapon guaranteed draw ticket. 5 of those. That's nice. 750 of the lanterns to get them. Not bad. Also Aerith and Glenn memories. Interesting that Glenn is included in this, and something else I want to point out. Maybe I can pull up... Let's go straight to the ending. Sorry about the spoilers if there are any. Not trying to do that. But I do want to show you... Check out this pumpkin-headed, pumpkin-sworded, pumpkin-axed, I guess. Glenn. This is Glenn. This is Glenn over here on the right. And I gotta say, as excited as I am for Sephiroth's costume, holy shit, give us Glenn's Pumpkin Lord costume for free! He's the pumpkin hero! Glenn is the pumpkin hero! Yeah, I'm really excited for that from the event. I really hope that we get that, and I hope that that's part of why he's in the event shop, because that is a cool costume. I think I like it. I don't know. Sephiroth's costume is a fucking banger, so I'm not even mad at that at all. So that's pretty cool. Well, with all of that being said, I think I'm gonna level this guy up just a little bit. Or not level up, but overboost. Go ahead, get another red star on this one. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe down there below the video, and just keep scrolling. There's a comment section. You should definitely tell me what you thought of the video, or in between there's a description, and you should click that link to check out the rest of the Jackie Fox Media Empire. Don't talk about it nearly as often in the outros of these videos, but I'm a writer. I write books. I write both like fiction that is probably pretty relatable for a lot of people, but also fiction that has strong fantasy elements and fantasy environments that would probably appeal to a lot of gamers and Final Fantasy fans. Definitely things to check out. There are links to that in the link tree in the description, among other things, other podcasts. If you're digging the vibes of the Halloween event, I'm going to be doing a video on the history of zombies and vampires in horror and their class position. I know I've been talking about this a lot, but I'm super excited for it. I've got it about halfway done, and I can't wait to do the other half. So excited for this, and I hope you're excited for it as well. And if you are, check that link in the description. Go ahead and check out the Jackie Fox After Dark podcast on Wait, this one's not the one on Spotify. What is it on? It's the one that's on... Shit. Go ahead and check out the podcast, Jackie Fox After Dark, and that's where you're going to find it. There's some sometimes raunchy episodes that are already on there. Maybe that's your speed, maybe that's not. It's up to you. Check it out, and no matter what you do, I'll see you in the next one.